guys, it's me T coming at you with a new video. What was I gonna say? As usual, I just wanted to let you know that there might be a lot of shaking of the camera, a lot of talking from the outside because the walls are very thin here. So just, focus on what is going on, and I will try to do the same. What was I gonna say? Shout out to my friend Georgi. Because of him, I'm doing this video. What was I gonna say? So thanks Georgi, because let me just tell you, I'll give you a background to how fucking cool this whole ordeal came to be, like this video came to be. So this morning I was thinking to myself, I was like, I feel like doing a video, and then I checked in with my A team, which I call my angelic realm. Well, it's the angelic realm that I call my A team. And they were like, yeah, do one. And I was like, okay, well, I'm willing. But I was like, give me an idea of what to do, because I didn't have an idea. I just kind of was just like willing to do it. And all of a sudden, late tonight, earlier tonight, one of my friends, like, literally, like, reached out to me and was like, yo T, do a video on Capricorns. And I was like, oh my god, like what this video is for, which is, for Capricorns, what's going on for Capricorns rather, in the month of October. And I was like, yo, for sure. I was like, dude, this is kind of crazy, because I was like, yo, thanks for being the answer to my prayers, because I literally I just like was wanting to know what it was, and here he comes with an answer. So shout out to Georgie. Thank you so much for the clarity, and thank you for your A team working through you to get to mine. So I came home, and it's funny because like sometimes you think one way and then another way kind of seems to like pan out. So I was thinking I was gonna be working with one set of cards, and I may just whip them out later. But then when I came home, I was like, oh, like this my certain love it. I love this deck. My certain deck that I haven't used in a while just popped out. So we're going to be using the Illuminated tarot cards. I fucking love these cards as usual. I like literally have to say that all the time. I just love these cards. And just because they so represent me in a fab way. Fabulous. So here's what I was thinking about doing. I'm going to do, so there's four weeks in a month, right? So I'm gonna do, I was thinking to do 3 cards, so basically like 12 cards for, like 3 cards for each week, and have it be a total of 12. But then I feel like is it too long? Yeah, I feel like it's too long. So I might just do, something's telling me to do 4 cards. So 1 card for each week. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just talk about the highlights, because that's what everybody gives a shit about anyway, right? Like, just let's just talk about the highlights, Like, that's where the juicy stuff is. So, and also for me, 4 cards is very foundational, right? So it's kind of like, I guess the intention would be, what are the 4 cards that we need to know of per each week that literally kind of help us build our foundations and make them stronger. So I love that idea. I think that's a fucking great idea. Okay. So, all right. So I'm going to ask the cards right now. Just give me a second. For what I just asked for, let's do this. Please place 4 cards at the top of this deck, A team. That clearly just, that clearly just describes exactly what I've asked for, and I've planned out with the audience. Is it for my highest, best, good stuff? My cards are here right now. What was that? Okay, so I gotta keep going. Okay, hold on 1 second, guys. Patience. Is it for my highest and best, good stuff? Show them the cards are here right now. Yeah, I'm getting like, yes. Okay, so here's what I'm getting. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what I'm getting. Again, you guys are gonna be a little shaky, shifty right now. But that's what we're gonna, all right, so thank you to these cards. Actually, should we look at the bottom of the deck? Yeah, okay, so this is what I'm getting. So super exciting. So the bottom of the deck is what we're gonna believe in. So, because 5 to me is believing, and it's like a star, right? So the 4 is foundational, and the bottom of the deck is like very foundational in terms of what we're going to be believing in. So do I leave this card for last? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to leave this card for last, but just to show you what's going on, it's Two of Hearts. So that's exciting. That's a really good high vibed card. Okay. So the first card for the first week is going to be Four of Diamonds. Oh, this is exciting. Look at that guy peeping through there. Yo, that's hilarious. If you can see it, because I know there's a glare. By the way, guys, I'm in a corner right now, so like, I'm like totally against the lighting, so you're gonna have to sideswipe that too, because like, and by that I mean ignore it, because yeah, I definitely wasn't about to fix that. I was like, honestly, I don't give a shit. Like, it's just because, you know, these are very imperfect reads, but very accurate reads. So we're going for the fun of it and not for the fun and happy and right aspect of it, and not so much the perfection on it. Even though I too would like some fucking perfection, but sometimes, I'm gonna try not to move this so much. But sometimes you just can't have it. And sometimes it's actually more fun without the perfection. A lot of the times it is. So I'm just like going to basically go with the flow. Okay. So the first highlight of the first week. So we are in the current first week right now. Yeah, I'm looking at the date. It's like the 3rd. Okay. So here's the highlight. The highlight is Four of Diamonds. Hesitation to help others. Preoccupation with material possessions. Now, this is really funny, because okay, here's what I'm getting as a download. So the only reason why that's all being said is because we are too busy working on our dreams this week. Okay. So we're kind of saying a lot of like no, and we're trying, and this is okay. So in this card there's like a peeking guy, right? But really, how I see it, and I know this is I mean, I'm just being guided to say this, is that there's going to be a lot of like looking down, focused in on this one, you know, kind of like pinhole in a sense, and literally just, you're just focused in on working towards your dreams and goals and getting them kind of like on a roll, because you've had something that you wanted to do for a while. You've been working towards it, but like towards the fruition of it, but it hasn't come true yet. But this is your week of literally, and 4 is also foundational, right? So I was just talking about the 4 cards. So the 4 is foundational, and it's kind of like you're really driving home the groundwork of this dream that you want to fulfill. That's what I'm getting, is the fulfillment of this dream. Let's see what else. What's going on in the center here? What I'm getting, okay, I'm just gonna flow. It says, like, basically I'm also getting is that in the center, you are seeing what the next steps are, and you're going after them. So it's kind of like when you're peeking through this pinhole, you're focused on what's the next step in front of you. And then the next step in front of you actually expands to these 2. I know my fingers did a weird fucking thing there, but that's basically what it is. So it just, so you focus in on this one goal, and then it expands outward, right? And then the next thing, then you focus on this one goal and it expands outward. Now it's kind of like, so like it becomes like 4 becomes 8, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, I'm going to say 6 here, because there's like, so 4, 5, 6. If you just saw what I did there, like, so again, you're gonna focus on this one first right and highest and best and happy step, and then that's gonna expand outwards, and then you're gonna do that again. So basically, you're working on levels of like getting to certain levels of your project or whatever it is that you're working on. So this could mean energetically expands out. I mean, usually it's both, right? It's energetically that expands outward to be like, okay, like people, either you gain the recognition that you've been looking for, or, you know, people are feeling this energy exude off of you, that you're like working on this one step, like strategically and deliberately, and just like in a focused and happy way. And it does make you happy actually when you're focused on a goal and you're able to just like work at it. It truly makes you happy. So that's very expansive, you know? So that's where your life is heading this week. Like you're going to be definitely driving home some sort of a dream. And, you know, by working on each and every step, you're actually going to gain more and more clarity as to what the next step would be and what the next step would be, right? It was a long time ago. I'm just going to go into it for a second. There's this guy called, what's his name? Hold on, I got to think of his name. His name is not Tim Ferriss, not Harry. What's his name? 18. Dan. Oh, Matt. Matt Huffy, Matthew Huffy. I think that's his last name. Shit, I can't remember. If you look him up on YouTube, even though I'm giving you the wrong last name. Oh, Hussey, Matthew Hussey. Okay, so Matthew Hussey, and he's like a dating specialist. Okay, and he's also very ambitious about his goals, right? So if you look him up on here on YouTube, there is one video that you might be able to find. I don't know if I can find it because it was just throughout one video that he mentioned, where, you know, success is more so of what I just showed you. So it's kind of like you are finding your success. So what I'm trying to say also is, if you're working on a project this week, you're so driven and you're so expansive about it that it might lead to a different level of success that you haven't even realized it to come into play, right? So my whole thing is like, you've been working towards this project, but then it could turn out where it kind of gets to another level where somebody finds out about you, somebody hears about you, and just basically it expands from there. So Matthew Hussey described it in this way. He's like, you think life and your goals are linear, but really they're kind of like steps. So you work on one thing, and then like something happens from that one thing where it kind of again, expansive is coming out, but he's talking about like a growth happens from it, an extension happens from it, and then it turns into something else, like another opportunity. And so you'll take that opportunity, and then you'll have that experience and grow that experience further out into whatever that experience needs to turn into. So it's kind of like it's a cool idea if I can find it at all, but I wouldn't even, because my life like moves pretty like in the moment and pretty quickly, that, I mean, as does everybody else's, but so that's what I just like I wouldn't see myself going back and searching for this video. So that's why I'm not even gonna go like say like I'll link the video, the link of the video like down below. Like I won't even do that because it's just I might not even find it. But if I do somehow, if I'm meant to come across it, of course I'll link it. You know what I'm saying? I might have to like, hold on one second, guys. I have to put my vol down. Okay, my vol is going down. So that's what's going on here, and it's so funny. This guy's wearing a crown, so it's either a guy or girl, and it's funny. He has like bags under his eyes. Like, you guys are fucking exhausted, or like we're all like, because I'm a Capricorn too, so we're all fucking truly exhausted at working so hard at this goal. But like, just know that you've come into your own with this project, and that you're going to just keep moving ahead. Like, don't give up, because even though you're tired, even though you're so focused and driven and just fucking exhausted, just know that you already have the crown, right? But you're kind of going more, it's like there's this drive within you that you know it's going to help others. So again, this one says hesitation to help others, but the whole thing is it's hesitation to help others, maybe in some sort of like community essence, like where you feel like you need to go volunteer. Maybe you're not feeling like you need to go volunteer because you know that your project that you're working on now will help people in a different way come the long term, right? So it's like you might have hesitation in one area of helping others, but that's because your strength is helping others in this project, right? So yeah, so it's huge. So you're just preoccupied with just trying to gain more material possessions through this card, through like your project and this card. We're just gonna add this card in there. yeah, but there's a lot of like, okay, so, and there's a lot of inspiration behind this, like a lot of growth, because out of like the background of his, like in, you see the green, kind of the green, I wanted to say it in a way that I heard it recently where I was like, oh my god, it's hilarious. Foliage. So you see the foliage behind him? There's like a lot of like, I feel like that's growth of inspiration. So it's kind of like you're gonna get some sort of real growth. I mean, real kind of something's going to just like what is it called? Like I'm like growing out of you, but guys, give me a second because it's really late and I'm like, wow. Um Something's gonna be abundantly growing out of you, put it that way, in terms of just inspiration, right? You're just going to be feeling inspired and you're going to just like take it to a new level. So, there's just a lot of like, you may be exhausted and you may be wearing a crown and you may be like, yo, I'm about to fuck this shit right now. Like, in terms of like, just because of the exhaustion, right? You kind of just want to give up, but you're just like, nope, you believe in something, and something is really kind of it's healing you in a sense, even as you work on this project, actually. So because there's like green eyes and green foliage in the back, it's like whatever, like your vision is healing you, and whatever is being gifted to you inspiration wise is going to literally be put into this proyecat. I'm just gonna say, because that's how it's said in my language. So okay, that's week one. 4 of diamonds. Week one. Are we over and done with talking about that? But are we? Okay, no, we're not. Because I was just, it's really funny. I was just shown that also this card contains a kind of like a lock in the handle, and this is like a door, okay? So you are possibly, with this project that you're working on or opportunity coming up, it's going to unlock this door. You see it, you may be a little bit exhausted about it, but it sees you and you see it and you're like, yo, I'm about to open this door because of the fact that it's going to make my life easier and it's going to flow, and there's just really good opportunities with this. So yeah, I definitely say this as a door opening, but for right now the door is like locked, but you're like, yo, I'm about to open this door with my projects. You know what I'm saying? So continue on your projects because you're about to open the door for yourself, open the door of opportunity for yourself. And it's like it's like you're on one side of the door and you're like, okay, I already know what's going on back here, but you're peeking through like into the future with this, pinhole type of, seeing, and you're basically like, I definitely want what's on that side of the door. And so you're about to just unlock whatever you're working on, is about to unlock this door for you so that you can unlock your success and your potential and helping others in the way that maybe you weren't so open to helping other people out, like, in a different sense, like yeah, the hesitation rather. So you may have been feeling the hesitation or whatever, but that's because you've been putting all too much of your effort on this card. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, but the whole thing is like, keep going with that. Keep going with what you need to keep going with. Guys, I need to take a drink. Sorry, I didn't think I had to, but hold on. You can hear me like chug. Okay. So in week 2 of October, we're gonna have the 5 of Hearts. Interesting. Holy shit, that's awesome. So okay, I see this as a storyline. So you're gonna unlock this door, and somehow you're about to like spill over all of this abundance. Like, you're gonna open this door really like freaking so wide, and then you're gonna spill over all of this, like all of this change. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be like, oh my god, there's just like so much abundant change, and you're like, yo, I never would have thought that this would be the case. Let's look up what 5 of Hearts is. Damn, and I feel a lot of heat with that. So to me, that's like, ooh, a significant amount of change, dude. Interesting. Okay. So the Five of Hearts means learning from mistakes and moving forward. So what I get a sense of is like whatever you've spilled, like whatever you know how they say like don't cry over spilled milk, like whatever you were crying over spilled milk in the past from, like whatever you found to be like fuck, I messed up, I did, you know, I should have done this, I should have done that, you know, we all have those like double-minded thoughts. That makes no sense, but you know what I'm saying, like it's just like the double thinking that we do. It's like they always, you know, they're bound to like come around again for us to think about. um so long story short with this, it's like learning from mistakes. So this is the whole thing, it's like you've already learned your mistakes, and what I'm getting is that like it's this is like from the far past. This might be even from like 2 or 3 months ago, like where you're like, this mistake not comes around in a bad way, but you learn from your mistakes in terms of how to handle life better, because something might be thrown at you that you've learned like 2 or 3 months back. That's what I'm like literally getting. It's like that amount of time back. And then you're able to reapply it onto something that, you know, either has come back into your life for some reason as a cycle that you, as an unfinished cycle, or something that is trying to test you and you're like, already been there, done that. This is, I know how to fucking solve this problem now. You know what I'm saying? Or it could even be like a friend that comes at you to be like, oh my gosh, I'm having this issue. What do I do about it? And you're like, dude, 2 or 3 months back, like I learned this. This is how you handle this issue. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the time, sometimes we think that, you know, the lessons that we learn are for ourselves only, but if you're willing to share them with others, you're actually helping a lot of people out. So that lesson is like more of a blessing for you and so many other people, you know, in your world, or that get to come into your world. So this is why lessons excite me, because I'm like, okay, what am I here to learn? And then also like the way that I handle it, I feel is using my intuition, but also knowing that once I get that like key of learning, you know, the key, the golden key of like, okay, I've learned and I've gone through this issue, and you know, I don't ever say send me another, fuck that, like I'll go with the flow of life and whatever it needs to send me, but like because it's like hit me one more time, like no, I'm not doing that. So so yeah, but like you'll just be able to basically teach somebody else through what you've learned, and by taking that golden key or whatever of, you know, that golden nugget out of the situation, you'll be able to apply it to somebody else's life in a better way, you know. um yeah, and so you both end up moving forward. So, and whether that be like, guys, this is what I'm trying to say, like in this life, treat everybody as a human being. It doesn't matter if it's your ex, it doesn't matter if it's an ex of any kind, like wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, it doesn't even matter. You literally treat them, your job is to treat people as human beings. So if you know how to solve an issue, don't withhold it from them. You know what I'm saying? Like you let them know. You give them directness so that you can help them from it, because withholding a solution is withholding love. And sometimes like the people around me get pissed off because I share so much solution all the time, but it's like they don't realize that I'm sharing a lot of my love and knowledge, and like here's a way that you fix your problem. But they'll be like, they'll get pissed off, they'd rather get pissed off and say, oh Tina, you're such a know-it-all, or whatever, like that, like, you know, that it's like you're trying to solve my problem, but like go solve your own. And it's just like, dude, I'm actually, I constantly am doing that. I'm constantly doing that. It's not like just because I share it with you doesn't mean I have like no problems of my own. You know what I'm saying? And thank God I don't have that many. So thank God, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I'm a huge advocate in, literally, like if a problem comes to you, you fucking try to solve that shit ASAP, ASAP. Just solve that shit so that it cannot come back. Like it's not invited back. Like I don't even invite these problems in. They're not invited in the first place, but like if they need to come, then I will handle it. You know what I'm saying? And I'll handle it because you know what? My sleep means a lot to me. My energy means a lot to me. And it's like the quicker that I can handle it and the more efficient and the more effective I can handle an issue, I just do it because it's self-love and it's also making room for basically other things to come your way. You know what I'm saying? Other good things to come your way. I need to start looking at the camera. Fuck. So yeah, so this card, that's what I'm getting out of it, but it's so abundant. Like you may have had like these spilled cups all over the fucking place, like, you know, 2 or 3 months back, which I can raise my hand and I can say I know what that felt like. However, they are now all of the strength that you've gained from this and this like abundant growth and like over like, you know, when plants are like overwatered, I feel too, like it's like they're just getting rebalanced, right? So sometimes like they spill over because there's storms and shit, but like in terms of like pots of flowers outside, that's what I was thinking, like they can like fall over and they can, you know, stay like that or whatever. But the whole thing is it's like you're going to see why all of this came about. Yeah, I'm just saying like the past 2 to 3 months like were fucking big for me. So I would be happy to see all of the lessons learned through it come back around so I could just apply them without any fucking problem. So um what else did I have with this? Yeah, I mean it's just abundance, right? So like your issues from 2 or 3 months back, they may have come in an abundance of issues, but now you're really kind of going to apply the abundance of solutions towards your future, you know? And I just strength keeps on coming to me. It's like you've gained so much strength through this past 2 to 3 months that literally and then some. Let's not even fucking, you know, like let's not even try to cancel out any of the other life experience we've had. But literally this is you're gonna see like basically like rewards are happening. Rewards are being gifted as you apply what you've learned and you've applied your strength towards life. Is it like, yeah, towards life? You'll be applying the strength towards this week. You'll be applying the strength of what you've learned in life, yeah, towards this second week of October. And again, that's like there's like a big like emphasis on 2 to 3 months back, like there was something learned, and so now you're really and this card has a lot of heart because it contains green. It's a lot of self-love because it contains pink, and it's a lot of root chakra, which contains security, security, safety, and what else? I don't know. Security, safety, and stability. Okay, that's what I was thinking. So literally, there's lessons of those like within those three colors. Those are the lessons that you've learned, and you're going to be applying it towards the second week. There's also a lot of like, it's funny because one of your strengths that have grown from the 2 or 3 months back life experience that you've had is you now believe like a mofo in yourself and towards like you believe in your strengths, put it that way, like a mofo. And that's what you'll be able to apply as basically a second step to the first card. This is like the first step, and here's the second step. So the first step is kind of like observing and taking the smaller steps, and now here's the second step to be like, I'm going to apply my freaking belief in myself and my strength that I've gained, and you don't even know what's to come. But there's a lot of abundance in that's coming to fruition in terms of, you know, in terms of providing your strength and applying your strength from yourself and then applying it outwardly. Like, watch out, world. That's all I gotta say. And talking about, this is your king, like your crown. You've gained crownship, okay, whatever it is, regal ship, royalty, whatever you want to call it, through these strengths. So it's no wonder that you're showing up in this card with the crown on behind this door, because you know what? You're coming up to this door with the fucking crown that you've earned from what you've literally come upon this door from, if that makes any sense. So like what led you to this door to like see through this door into the other side. Like you are on this side of the door with your crown because you fucking earned that shit. If that makes sense, hopefully that makes sense to you guys. It's like you earned that shit. That's like one thing you've literally gained, like all this, you know, just regalness, and then that's being applied towards, you know, your strengths and like basically the crown is being applied towards this because you've earned your crown in the last phase, put it that way. So last phase is behind the door, and you peeking in like out of the door towards the future, and then this is more like, all right, here's where we're about to whip out the crown and now be assertive and now really start applying our strengths that we've gained in abundance from last phase towards this phase. So yeah, I like that a lot. I like it a lot. Okay. So the third week in October is the Jack of. I like how a cat comes out in October. So it's the Jack of, what is it? Jack of clubs. Yeah. Jack of clubs. So I just feel like a cat is cool because it's like kind of like a black cat for Halloweeny. Let's see. Doo-doo. I really need music when I do these, but like honestly, I just feel like there's too much going on that I don't end up doing it. I didn't end up doing it this time around. Jack of clubs, the enthusiastic pursuit of a new venture. Ooh, okay, this is cool. And it's actually really cool because we were just talking about like you yo, this is such a Capricorn spread. That's all I gotta say. Because it's like all about fucking work and like, you know, like everything. It's just funny. It's hilarious. Hold on one second. Okay. Yo, you know that like the drinking is intuitive too. So you gotta take in as much as you are being told to take in. Okay. So, see, and that's why I only wanted to do 4 cards, because 12 cards, oh my god, I would have fucking taken like even longer with this, right? So what am I getting here? So basically, your venture is becoming completely high vibrational, okay? So you've gone through, you know, the different steps. Here is something, this is really interesting. Okay. All right, I'm getting like so much. Okay. So in the middle here is like you're getting like pure. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry I didn't show you, or maybe I did show you, but like okay. So in the middle here, I'm gonna try to show you where there isn't glare, but okay. In the middle here, you have like a growth spurt. Okay. So you see a growth spurt, and it's like it provides a cushion for you. Okay. So whatever that is, whether it's like financial or whatever it is that you're looking for the most, the reason why you're creating all of this project and this new venture is like literally because you've been wanting whatever this sprout is. Okay. So it's finally beginning to sprout. And it also creates like a cushion for you. So a cushion for like where you're, you know, when you're in the grass and you're just like, oh, this is like, well, not Florida grass, because Florida grass is a little sharp. But in New York, like for instance, where I'm from, the grass is more squishy. It's more like softer, right? So there's just like you're just providing this layer of, you know, of like softness and cushion, like cushion like aspect for yourself in terms of what you were lacking, and now you're kind of gaining, right? It's kind of growing. It's funny, and what I'm getting is that it's really going to take root, because there's a root that I see that's like growing downwards, and this is literally going to take like solid root, like anchoring of sorts. what was the other thing that I wanted to okay, oh, so this cat, right? It's like looking up and it's like kind of being aware of this little bird here. And the whole thing is it's like I just feel like this cat is using all of its senses, and it's no wonder that it's blue because blue is very high vibrational in terms of it being the highest spiritual color, highest vibing spiritual color that exists. So um what was I gonna, and I'm just like thinking to myself, I'm like, I wish I could back that up like with like an article or something of where I read it, but that's what I've come to find out. But yeah, that's what I've learned. And then so this cat is like literally like kind of like sniffing out this bird, or like, being very aware of this bird. But the whole thing is this cat is also very like highly sensitive and aware of its like surroundings and its just senses, right? So you're, and it's funny because it's October, so you're going to be completely heightened to spirit this time around, like in terms of connection with it. And there may just be a message actually that comes in from this bird telling you as this, intuitive cat, that uses all of its senses to kind of get around and survive on this earth. So you're going to be like intrigued in a sense. You're going to be like, oh yeah, really? Like that's pretty cool. Like I didn't know about that. So, but the whole thing so the highlight of this week is basically either a message is coming in, or you're like super satisfied in using using all of your five senses here on earth. Like you'll be able to like not slow down, but you'll be able to be very satisfied with the aspect of how far you've come. And because I see this cat like smirking a little bit, and you're like, okay, so either you knew this person was, this message was going to come around sooner or later, or this person was going to come around sooner or later, or, you knew intuitively that some, like either your project or something like that was going to work out, and you're hearing like confirmation of it, and you're like, I knew that idea was going to work out like just exactly that way. So there's a confirmation that you're going to be getting. And you may just, yeah, it may just be really fulfilling to all of your five senses here on earth, but also your clairs, which is your, I call it your clairs, which is like your clairvoyant. You have five, I believe you have five senses of clairvoyance that kind of intercorrelate, if that makes any sense. That correspond, that's what I meant to say, that correspond to your five senses as a human. And so it's just very interesting that you might really tap into those this week. So that's going to be really cool for you, where you're going to be like, oh shit, like maybe also, since this is connected to intuition, maybe you might also be, I mean, I actually know that you will be heightening this month in terms of your intuition. So you might just experience something that is very paranormal, that you're going to be like, oh damn, I knew I had that in me, but I just know when that was going to come out. You know what I'm saying? So that might be something that you might experience this month, being like, oh shit, that like that happened to me, so that's like real. You know what I'm saying? So it's very cool. I like that idea. I like this card. This is a cool card. Jack. Is there anything with a jack? No. There's just it's just interesting. It's like, yeah, there's just a lot of growth, dudes. There's just like a lot of growth in the direction of spirituality, right? So I was just wondering if Jack is, there's something there maybe about a Jack, maybe the name Jack, or I don't know. What is there about the Jackie team? What do I have to say? I'm getting nothing. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. So yeah, I guess that's it. But okay, moving on. Are we moving on from this card? Yeah. So the fourth card, so that corresponds to your week 4. You're getting 3 of clubs. 3 of clubs is, oh shit. Okay, so this is cool. I feel like you're at a completion, which is so cool. Like, and this is a lot of like change, okay? So, and I just feel like it's a culmination. So when I say completion, I feel like it's a culmination of, like, this may have been your project and it's like done. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, okay, look at like all these all of the tools that are on the ground that I've used, like this is what I've fucking built. You know what I'm saying? This is what has come to fruition. So it's like your vision has now come to fruition. Oh, I like how that goes. And it's like just happiness. Do you see the sun? Like the sun gets to like rise and shine in your world, which is beautiful. And it's like so funny because I see this card, like we've seen greenery everywhere in all of the cards really. So it's like this card is just shows like the abundance has reached the top, like it's at its apex, which is so cool. And three is the number of expansion and creativity. So it's like, dude, your expansion and creativity has just it's just really grown. But also, I don't know if I just mentioned this. Sorry, because again, I'm a little tired. Not gonna lie. Um, this is like the TP is like connection with people, but it also could be a new home, and it also could be a change because it's in a triangle form. So it's like a change of just like a change in your life. Like your life has taken a positive change in a way. Naturally even actually because it's like a very natural card, right? So cool. Okay, let's see what it actually means though. Three clubs, three clubs, three clubs. Ah, very nice. Efforts rewarded, success in business. All right, so I guess I have to do the like because that's what I was getting with the cards before. I was like, I'm not reading this until I actually perceive it the way that I want to perceive it. So it's just funny that that came about. So the three of clubs is efforts rewarded, success in business. So there you go. It's like it's that's so beautiful. So by week 4, guys, all of your efforts from the beginning of this month will culminate and will literally satisfy the shit out of you. Like, and it's perfect because if you, okay, I'm gonna just stick these like how you normally would. It's like, look at, okay, fan effect. Look at how this is like step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 4. So it's like you're, like I said, you're like peeking through. You're like, okay, I see my way out. I've worked thus far, like at kind of collecting all the information that I need to get ahead, even though I'm fucking exhausted. This one's like, okay, so now I've learned from all of these things. There's something coming back, like in terms of me to, me to relook at something and reapply myself in a way that I know best now. Then this one's like, like I'm pretty satisfied with how that just went. And it's just like, okay, I see where it's going. Got a new message possibly. And it's just like, okay, like but I'm happy. I'm in a happy place. Like this is kind of cool. Like I feel heightened. I feel like there's a high vibrational vibes here. So it's like you're coming off of a really happiness, like um happy time of joy, I want to say, because of the fact that you feel successful. And then all of a sudden you have a successful feeling of this and contentment, and then you get even extra that, like a completion of, finally seeing your rewards come to fruition and success in business and whatever you've been working on. Like now you get to be really, you get to really I think this is really big, guys. Like, to be honest with you, like, you get to really, like, one of your biggest dreams thus far is going to come true. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to definitely be experiencing some success from all the invested effort that you put in. I'm no longer going to say hard work. I'm going to say invested effort, because sometimes you just need to be on the frequency of your project that you're working on for it to kind of feed more energy into it, and you don't have to be exhausted all the time just to get a fucking project done. Like that's what I really want to live by, because it's like sometimes, put it this way, when we work towards something, we think that we we have to work our entire body into it, right? Like this is what we've been prone, that like what we've learned growing up, like hard work, hard work, hard work. And it's like, dude, at one point you have to say it's easy for you to get shit done a little bit easier, for you to just move with the flow and go with the flow and accept the flow into your life, right? Because the only reason why why you'd be working hard at anything is because you haven't accepted the receiving flow of what needs to come through you, you know, like a connection of sorts. So, and I've always said this because, and I don't even come uh, um, from a religious type of background. Like I really don't. Like my parents are like pretty lenient about it, and I've been lenient about my entire life too, until I realize that, you know, the people that are kind of out loud and own their connection with the divine, which is love, God, I call him Grandmaster G, like when you're in alignment with that connection, things just flow out of you and things are just easier. You know what I'm saying? It's easier, it happens faster. It's, you know, there's all this synchronicity, you can piece things together so easily, and then it's like boom 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 and you're like, oh wow, this is cool, you know. But it's like it takes a level of believing, so you have to really become a believer for your life to be much, for it to just flow better. I mean, really, you do. You have to believe in something, in spirituality, in different forms of it, and in one form of it, whatever resonates with you, right? So then we're gonna end off with, you know, the believing aspect is the Two of Hearts, which is, I feel that Two of Hearts is like, it involves two people, two hearts, obviously, and it's one pouring their heart to another and vice versa. Do you see how it's like a never ending of pouring? It's like you don't know who's being poured into. That's what true love is, really. I mean, that's like synergy for sure. It's countlessly going back and forth, flowing back and forth. To me, this is basically like an infinity symbol where it just keeps on going. There's no end to it. There's no end to the giving and receiving. But it's so healthy and it's so abundant and it's so heart based that it's like this is a beautiful feeling for both people, you know. And she represents this beauty, I feel, because she is so beautiful, that she represents this beauty and this abundance, and she's like really like caring for both cups, right? So I just feel like this is like nature or like an angel really bringing two people together at the end of this month that really kind of like seems to be holding both of their cups, which could be their heart, right? And is just pouring, just like making sure that like it's all even, you know. These two people are on a same type of frequency. Their hearts are on the same type of frequency. It's all like give and receiving, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's very abundant in that, like I said. And it's creative, it's very gentle, I feel. What is it? I even want to say it's like tribe vibes, you know? Like you're about to feel at the end of the month, you're about to feel that you're going to really be meeting people of of your soul tribe, which is like your soul family, which is your family that you weren't born into, but you feel as though you should have been born into because you're like, okay, I can really connect with these people. So, and it's like, you know, like in a better way than you really can with your own, you know, blood family, blood related family. Let's see what Two of Hearts is. Um, so so what I want to say with the Two of Hearts, like there's a believing in a flow of love. That's really what's coming to me. That like you're gonna finally believe, like you're gonna be like, okay, or maybe like it's like what you've believed to be true this entire time now proves itself to you. Okay. It stands for temperance, balance, and moderation. Temperance, I forgot what it is. I'd have to look. You know what? Let me just look that up right now, just out of curiosity, because I know temperance is that it's like slow moving. I think it's like patience. But let me just actually, because I like to kind of figure out um like what words really mean, like temperance. Oh, that's interesting. Temperance means abstinence from alcoholic drinks. Oh, all right. So maybe sobriety. You've reached some sort of moderation or self-restraint, especially eating and drinking. All right, maybe some of you might end up going on a diet, or like are really changing your life in terms of like maybe not feeling like you need to drink for towards like for your own happiness anymore because you found something else to rely on, which is love. So maybe because sometimes like let's not ignore the aspect that sometimes when people are unhappy they tend to drink more. But then if you find happiness, what's the fucking point of drinking when you're like so infatuated with that feeling, right? It's kind of like a drug. um yeah, so what I'm getting is restrain, moderation. Interesting. But that's because you are abundant and so much love. So, yeah, I mean, maybe like even a diet that you might have wanted to be on for a very long time, like put yourself on in terms of just like watching your weight and shit. Like you might just find yourself easily going onto this out of the self love out of the new self love that you feel for yourself because you have so much love for another, right? So it's kind of like it's going to be easy for you. So you know, just believe that two hearts coming together as one. And this definitely depicts that, like in terms of the oneness. It really moves mountains for you. So something that may have been challenging for you in the past, like you may have wanted to, do something for yourself, like go on a diet, but like somehow you found it so hard or whatever. Any of those kind of goals that you might have found hard in the past may just really come easy, so easy that you even like might not even see yourself doing it, and then all of a sudden you turn around and you're like, holy shit, I just lost like 10 pounds. I didn't know how the fuck I just did that. But it's because your vibrations are high and not caring about, like, you're so focused on love, right? That you're just actually, that's so beautiful. Thank you for that download. It's like you're so focused on love that everything else falls into place. And that's exactly what you need to believe in, because that's exactly how life works. If you center yourself in love constantly, and sometimes we fall out of balance with it, right? But if you center yourself in the idea and the flow of love, everything else falls into place. So and obviously that's heightened because of the fact that if you meet another person that like puts you in that place and you're like, oh my god, like I can believe again, then of course they're going to make it extra easier. But you don't have to wait for this to happen for you to actually be there. But I do understand that sometimes we need that extra umph, you know what I'm saying, like extra, like, so this doesn't actually have to even mean like falling in love. It could mean that you just have more one-on-ones with people this month that really does bring the essence of love back into your life, like in terms of like feeling it, in terms of like believing in it, in terms of being giddy and enthusiastic about like what life has to offer, because you forgot how the fuck it looked like, or felt like. And I can just say, like, growing up, it's actually pretty fucking sad because and I'm not going to say growing up, but I'm saying like the idea of what everybody has as a grown up is pretty fucking sad, because of the fact that as you grow up, I've noticed that a lot of adults, quote unquote adults, they no longer like hang out with their friends anymore. Like they're too busy with work, they're too busy with families, they're too busy, like trying to tend to their like problems and shit, or feel too insecure that they have problems, and are battling anxiety or battling all this shit, that it's like you forget that sometimes you really just do need a friend. You just need a friend to hang out with. You just need to forget your problems sometimes. Like you just need to take your mind off of it. And with us Capricorns, I mean, that's the fucking truth. I don't know about you guys. I'll probably end up talking to or hang out with like, a bunch of you guys, but like what I'm saying is, this is we do this. We do a lot of this shit. So, and it's kind of like, all right, now's the time to go do our one-on-one hangouts, whether it be, Skype talks or like in-person hangouts, but like you need to get your mind off of the issues at hand so that you can kind of become freshly inspired by other hearts around you so that you can kind of regain your energetic battery life, you know what I'm saying? Bring that to full, and then it'll help you kind of move forward, right? Like, and apply it toward your goals and your dreams and your yeah, like all of it, all of your life, right? So it'll just help you to restart, you know? That's what I'm trying to say. Juice up, restart, you know, all that good stuff. Um Thank you guys so much for watching. And what was I gonna say? And so yeah, hopefully you guys got something out of this. I just like I just got home earlier, like before this, and so I just feel like I'm a little, you know, burnt out, but it's okay because I'm just like really happy to have brought this to you and just like, you know, fucking chit chatted a little bit. Oh, by the way, I just want to let you know that in case you're watching this tonight, or whatever, even tomorrow, at some point tomorrow, which is 10/4, 2018. I think I'm going to be attempting, we'll see how I feel, but I think I'm going to be attempting to go live on YouTube from my phone. So that's going to be super amazing. So yeah, so let's just see how that pans out. And yeah, so I definitely invite you to be there live with me tomorrow. But I think in order for you to do that, you have to kind of subscribe. I think you have to either subscribe or hit the bell button at the bottom of this video so that you can literally know when I go on live. You know what I'm saying? So happy 11/11. It's 11/11 right now. And it's the perfect time to end this. So yeah, blessing everybody with super love, super light, super gratitude, super harmony, and you know, and super prosperity of permanence. So yeah, thanks so much, guys. I'll talk to you soon.